So with that, now we're the feed group. We focus on feed manufacturing. Today I'm going to talk to you about energy values. So we were very fortunate. We worked with a group with Expel Extruded Soybean Mill. I call it mechanically extracted soybean meal. And I think this project actually became very timely with what we're seeing with fat sources today and the price of fat, because we're able to pull in this extra energy on our soybean meal source. So the source we had the chance to work with to determine the net energy value actually had a fat content similar to that of the NRC dehulled soybean meal that was expelled. However, because we didn't remove the hulls in this extrusion process or before the extrusion process, we also had a higher fiber content similar to that of the NRC expelled. So a little bit of an ingredient that kind of fell between the two of the NRC, and we wanted to come in and say, hey, what's the energy value of this? And the way we designed this experiment, I'm missing some slides, but I got it. Allison, I promise I won't embarrass you. So Allison Bloom's our student that took the lead on all of this work. But so what we found was we titrated in the mechanically extracted soybean meal in the place of solvent extracted soybean meal and used our caloric efficiency to determine the net energy. And so as we increase that percentage of the soybean meal inclusion coming from the mechanically extraction, we actually saw a reduction in feed intake but maintained our growth. Therefore, we improved feed efficiency. And so when we looked at that on a caloric efficiency standpoint, we saw that the net energy value that we calculated was actually similar to that of the dehulled expelled. So although we had that higher fiber content in there, we did get that increase in net energy content. And if you think about it compared back to solvent extracted, we're about 123% the net energy value of a solvent extracted soybean meal. So an opportunity to have a protein source with a higher energy value. We're starting to see more of this product available in some of the Northeast and some people in the upper Midwest producing this as well. The next thing is, I figured I haven't seen this group in 2 years. It's great to all be back together. They deserve particle size data. It was time for some new particle size data. So Gage Nichols and Rachel Court took the lead on this project. I'm going to talk to you about the energy values today, but Dr. Minton, we actually had the opportunity to work with Tom Berkey up in Nebraska as well to do some microbiome stuff, things above my head. But anyways, we reduced the particle size of the corn from, our target was 1,200, so we were a little high on our coarse particle size, but 1,300 down to 400 microns. We fed this to gestating sows. The period of gestation was about 40 to 74 days. And what we found is as we reduced the particle size of the corn, we increased the digestibility of about 10.7 kcals per pound for every 100 micron particle size reduction. So if you're using that energy value within your diet formulations, you need to adjust your matrix values based on your particle size with your corn. You know, we could have hypothesized we would have seen a difference in the increase in energy as what we would typically see in grow finished pigs, but this data actually matched that Hanstein out of Illinois would grow finished pigs as well. So reducing the particle size, story hasn't changed, we increased the metabolizable energy. And the last thing I want to talk about today, just to wrap up, one of our PhD students, Kara Dunmeyer, she'll be finishing up here in December. She spent a lot of time working with PIC to develop some quality assurance resources on the feed manufacturing side that we now have available. So we really appreciate PIC's support on this project and helping us get it pushed out the door. But our goal was, how do we provide information that nutritionists can refer to, but feed mill managers can actually utilize? So what Kara did was she kind of put together these 4 different documents, anywhere from a guideline. So if you're a nutritionist, this is going to give you more details. If you're a person that only wants a page of material like myself, we have key concepts. We have what I call an audit form essentially that you could adjust to your system. And then I remember as a grad student, every time I'd go to the swine farm, and this was actually Kara's idea, but we would see these feeder management pictures. So every time I knew Mark was going to yell at me if my feeders didn't look like those pictures, and we said, hey, why don't we do something like that for the feed mill, just to spark somebody to say, hey, I didn't cover that pit, I need to go back and do it. Or, I didn't collect my sample today, I need to make sure I'm doing it. So we put together a different series of visual reminders that you can put up within your feed mill, just kind of as guidance, confidence builders, reminders, whatever, however you want to think about them. And so all of these resources are now available thanks to Kara and her work on our grain science website. And these are kind of our 6 main topic areas, from ingredient receiving all the way through the manufacturing process to feed mill biosecurity. So with that, with our group, since the last Swine Day, we've graduated a lot, and we've started 3 new students that have hit the ground running and excited to present their data next year.